Hey Aries, month of July horoscope 2020. If you've got plans, virtual or otherwise, on July 4th, the intense full moon and lunar eclipse in responsible Capricorn might dampen your celebration a bit. As much as you'd love to be living in the moment, your mind is on the future and all the accomplishments you have yet to achieve. Wounded warrior Chiron goes retrograde while in your fiery sign on the 11th, ushering in a time of deep awareness and self contemplation. You aren't one to sit alone and reflect on your feelings, but this energy guides you toward a higher consciousness that can lead to real healing if you let it. A Sun Jupiter opposition on July 14th is an annual aspect that can lead to success and abundance if you take advantage of the right opportunities. Luck plays a large role in leading you to potentially beneficial prospects, but whether or not you use them once they're presented to you is completely your decision. The Sun enters Leo, the sign it rules, on the 22nd, brightening your world with passion, creativity, and drama. The coming weeks have a much more playful tone than that in the month of the Sun spent in sensitive Cancer. So enjoy the spontaneity that comes from this enthusiastic pairing. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, or an emotional aspect of the self for Aries in July of 2020. Spiritual, Seven of Pentacles. Intellectual, Ace of Cups. Physical, Three of Cups. Social, the World. Emotional, the Emperor. The Seven of Pentacles from this deck, reflection of the spiritual aspect of yourself, relates to growth. Hard work begins to yield fruit. Inventiveness. With the spiritual, it's kind of letting you know that even though you're on maybe a bummer kind of spirit, bummed out, a little disappointed, or a little frustrated with what's going on in the world and how your life is playing out, possibly, just keep on swimming, keep going, you'll get through this barren wasteland, metaphysically speaking, and you just got to keep moving forward. Don't turn around, don't stop, don't give up, keep going. With the Ace of Cups here reflecting the intellectual self, I'm referencing the goodness overflowing and favorable outlook, fulfillment. So these are the things. This is how your mind's working for you in July. Your cup is running over, they say. You're kind of like, it looks like it's kind of like cosmic brilliance. So your mind is in the right place and it's working great in July. Your thoughts are probably abundantly overflowing with creativity or how to possibly get out of your situation, or get your situation to a better place, or continue that progress you've been working on. And that's what you're thinking on in July. With the Three of Cups here, referencing the physical aspect of the self, I relate to healing, excessive pleasures, overabundance, comfort. If you see these, there's two people pretty much dancing in a beautiful dance here in nature and having a good time. With the physical aspect, this is talking about maybe you're in a good relationship, or you're getting close to somebody, or you're spending time with that person in July, maybe a little bit, and it's like harmony for you in July. I would go out in nature, maybe go camping, or go to a park or something. Get out of the indoors for a little bit with this person, or whoever you're with, or people close to you in your life. This is physically telling you to go dance, right? And metaphysically dance, spiritually dance, but use your body and interlock with that. With the world here in the social aspect, referencing the world, I relate to the unity, understanding, applying what you've learned, completion, cosmic dance. This is definitely reminiscent of the divine feminine in this image. There also could be the opposite: inertia, lack of vision, lack of commitment. So don't let the world, media, and propaganda influence you to not be in harmony with the cosmic dance of nature. And don't live in fear, live in fruitfulness or fruition. Get out and socially interact. Even if you can't handshake or get within 6 feet, you can still do it with limitations if that's what you believe. If you don't and you're the opposite, then continue doing it. Get more emphasis and beauty into it. A little more forgiveness or understanding of the circumstances and different perceptions. This is all about social aspect in yourself, so unity is key. With the Emperor here, referencing the emotional aspect of yourself, I relate to the force, confidence, discipline, strength of character, or the opposite with weakness of character, pettiness, abuse of power, corruption, imperialism. So that's what this is telling you to look into on your emotional aspect of yourself, Aries. Get the divine masculine because you just had divine feminine show up in your social aspect. So now your emotions need to be in check and be the mature, responsible emperor here. Don't be corrupt or authoritative with dictatorship or pretty much being Hitler. Don't do that, because remember, who's an Aries, cusp, Taurus. But so what I'm saying is, this is in the emotional aspect. The Emperor knows how to keep his emotions in check when he is from a place of understanding and compassion towards his empire. He wants the best for his empire. He doesn't suck it dry and ends up destroying it because he's using it for his own ideals or whatever. You gotta keep yourself in check. Epic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspects of the self for Aries in July of 2020. Spiritual, Phoenix of Spheres. The Nine of Books for intellectual. The Ace of Chalices for physical. The Six of Books for social. And Six of Spheres for emotional. The Phoenix of Spheres is about transformation and power of changing things, energy. So you can change the situation through the rebirth, death of things that aren't helping you, and the birth of new things that you're learning on this journey in the desert. I think of the story of Jesus walking in the desert 40 days or whatever, even though it may not be true or whatever. There's a moral of the story there to be thinking about. That's what I'm referencing here with the Phoenix of energy sphere, with the energy that you have in your soul, from your soul, going through a transformation period. The Nine of Books is all about your ideas, and what you're thinking about can become a life of its own and become a monster that ends up controlling you. and you're not really truly free, like, even though you may think you are. You're how you think about things is manipulating you and controlling you potentially. So with the Ace of Cups here, with your brilliance of keep yourself temperamental or understanding of potential other ideas or perspectives, and don't reject them automatically because they're not exactly how you think they are. Maybe you need to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon juice maybe, or some orange shavings, or there's different things you can add to what you're making in your recipe. And metaphysically, I'm talking about how you think in life, how your thoughts will control and manifest what is to come. So do you want a monster to come in and raid in and parade and take over your life, or do you want to stay in control and have your brilliance continue with what you're doing? This is a moment in your life where you need to decide who you're going to be. Are you going to be the monster and not really be who you really truly are deep down inside, your higher self, your spiritual self? That directly connects to the spiritual aspect of yourself. So look into that a little bit further. The Ace of Chalices is connecting with the divine and embracing all the things that help you connect with the divine and rejecting those that don't. But this is in the physical aspect of the self. So with this harmonious dance you're doing with the other people or other person you really care about, or maybe it's just you that you care about, you got a little ego problem about who you are and how good you may look. Maybe you don't, but you need to connect with the divine intellectual aspect of yourself, and then to the connecting the dots up here to the spiritual aspect of yourself, and continue that beneficial physical aspect of yourself that you have going for you in July. The Six of Books here is about how things may not seem as they, or may not be as they seem, looking further beyond the veil, and she sees that she is part Naga, or maybe in a past life, which is the serpent being here, and she's like not freaking out or being like tearing it apart. She's like sitting in that moment and realizing, wait a second, maybe there's some karma I gotta deal with from the past lives I've lived, and I'll sit on that and kind of just this time meditate and learn from my mistakes in the past. And then the world, this is all about social aspect of yourself. So your karma, past life karma, may be what this is all about with the world and divine feminine being harmoniously a cosmic dance between yin and yang, and understanding where you fit in that and how that looks for you. The Six of Spheres is all about energy being shared, and it grows from being shared. It's like a snowball effect, but if you don't share it, it's going to melt away, and the energy will not be so prevalent. It'll just dissipate. And then you have the Emperor. So this is telling you need to share that emotional concerns or emotional things in your life, emotional aspect of yourself, and speak more honestly from your heart, and not so authoritative. No, this is how it is. This is how I feel. No, you don't want to do that. You want to be more, some may say, manipulative on the way you speak your heart. But if you're being honest with yourself and you're just being nice about it, and you're not trying to get something out of it, then that's not manipulative, right? You don't have an ulterior motive. So you just want to say, hey, look, this is what's up. This is who I am. I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm just trying to be honest with myself and want somebody to hear me. Universal, fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Aries in July of 2020. Remember, Aries, your planet Mars just entered into the astrology of Aries, and it'll be there for 6 months. So I want to look into that. Spiritual aspect, Ten of Cups. Intellectual aspect, Knight of Cups. Physical aspect, Six of Cups. Got a lot of cups. And social aspect, the Wheel. And emotional aspect, Two of Swords. This 10 of Cups out of this deck says the happiness you enjoy in your daily routine is greater than king conquering or winning a war. It's like bliss, emotional bliss. Just so happy, so it brings a tear to the eye, kind of thing. And then you have this Phoenix of Spheres, getting that transformation of your energy to get you out of this desert to keep going. So it's like gratitude, feeling good that you aren't really literally in the desert struggling, no phone, no nothing, no computer, no nothing, no one to care for you. That's not literally where you are. You're spiritually maybe feeling metaphysically like that, but transformation of energy through gratitude of your daily life. The Nine of Cups is all about thinking that your journey is just over the hill and you're almost done, but it's actually a lot longer than that, a lot further than that, and that's what this monster here is telling you. Your intellectual ideals or perceptions may be coming as monsters going to control you, and to overcome that is going to be a long journey. It's not so easy. So this may continue into maybe throughout the 6 months, or maybe just we'll see. We'll continue to watch and we'll see where you are at in August. But in July, this is what you're dealing with. You want this, right? Gotta conquer this, and it may not be right over the hill. It's going to be a long journey. The Six of Cups is about like fishing from a fantastical aspect. He's on this mystical creature and he's fishing, and up here he's all these cups. Up here, all these cups are like got seaweed or other plant life, and then this one has flowers coming up. So he's kind of like finally paying off all that fishing he's been doing. So this is metaphysical too, the physical aspect of yourself. All the hard work you've been doing and fishing in your life with the physical aspect of yourself is going to get that Ace of Chalice energy going, and then cosmic dance here connecting to the social aspect of yourself, getting that harmonious nature, emotions, everything having to do with the physical aspect. Pretty much it's actions speak louder than words. That's what all this is really telling you. Your actions are speaking louder than your words, and you need to get out and show that. The wheel in this deck has to do with vicious cycles potentially, or what comes around goes around, or history repeats itself. So that's what you need to pay attention to. Are you going to go through the same thing you've already been through? Or are you going to look for new journeys and new cosmic dance? Are you doing the old cosmic dance of, well, here we go again? Well, there's something in your social aspect that you need to change. Something in how you connect and communicate with others needs to be, maybe get a reality check. Check yourself before you wreck yourself in your social aspect. The Two of Swords is all about anticipating your opponent's moves and seeing things with a blindfold on, like sensing the movement, or being on the ready to just pull that sword out at the right time and win the battle. And then sharing your emotions. Timing is everything. Be a divine emperor. Don't be a corrupt emperor with your emotions. This is all about your emotions that I was just mentioning. Foxfire, the Kitsune, what message do you have for Aries in July of 2020? Bringer of change. That's like your higher self there, if you're masculine or feminine, I think. Yeah, I mean, you could be a woman or a man, but it's definitely your divine higher self. You are not as they expected you to be, are you, dear one? They thought you would be the one, or be one who was more like themselves, who would be a part of the pre-designed patterns in the wave after wave of people who keep the world traveling in the same direction. But you, friend, were different. It was not intentional, nor was it a reaction. It simply was that something new was born into the world when you were brought forth. So now you are realizing the special light and qualities that only you can bring to this planet. And you will find that there are others like you, beautiful souls who seem at times to not belong and who are sometimes rejected. But this card comes to tell you that part of your creation and part of your soul's journey is not to come here to be part of what already existed. It was to come here to change what already was. And now you are at the moment where you will show who you are, all of it, without shame or fear. You will no longer fear rejection or scorn or even the fear of disappointing those you love. You, all of you, are here to give to the world something that is needed, to offer it medicine, so that we all human, animal, winged ones, all beings are released into the freedom to be who they came here to be. You're flying free now, and in turn you will free others. So bring to us your own unique vision and energies and experiences, and teach us how to become who we are all meant to be. Queen of the Moon, what message do you have for Aries in July of 2020? The unexpected. No matter how well you plan, there is always room for the unexpected to occur. Build your resilience, as rare occurrences can happen. A visitor you have not seen in a long time may re-enter your life. I trust in myself and in life. In old farmers' almanacs, a blue moon was described as the third full moon in a season that has four full moons. The newer and now more accepted description is that a blue moon is when there are two full moons in one calendar month. Either way, it is a rare occurrence and has inspired the saying once in a blue moon when describing an event or behavior that only happens rarely. The energy and power of the blue moon can best be taken advantage of by setting intentions on these moons of things that you really want but never or have never felt could happen. I refer to big wishes, the almost miracle stuff we would be both delighted and surprised about if it manifested. After setting blue moon intentions, though, don't sit there hoping it will just happen. Try to take clear, practical steps towards these big, seemingly faraway intentions and help the universe along. Some of us love surprises, some of us don't. But I don't think anyone can go through life without sometimes having the unexpected happen to them. While some professions in particular, such as the military and medicine, try to plan for everything that could go wrong, life sometimes finds a way to outsmart the most thorough of plans. This is simply life. Although it is important for us to know where, how, and why we are traveling down a particular path, we should always make room for and expect the unexpected. Companion stone or metal. Benatite, a very rare blue gem. Keepers of the Light, who has a message for Aries in July of 2020? Mahavatar Baji. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Mahavatar means great incarnation or avatar, and Babaji means sacred father. Mahavatar Babaji is a deeply respected master yogi who was introduced to the world through the teachings of the Indian yogi Paramahansa Yogananda. Babaji, as he's called for short, is said to be over 2,000 years old and able to travel between Earth and other worlds. He is said to have an invisible temple in the Himalayas that can appear to those he wants to connect with. Many believe that he is like Christ himself, bringing deep love, acceptance, forgiveness, insight, and direction. You may feel that you've retreated from the world recently. Maybe you've not been as active socially or spiritually, but this time of inner rest has really paid off. You're becoming more and more consciously aware of how connected you are to God and all the living beings. This sense of union is called yoga. Yoga goes beyond physical ability and into a sense of awareness that's created through spiritual practice, meditation, and devotion to the divine. Mahavatar Babaji, the yogic father, is here to inspire that fire of union within you so that you can understand how your thoughts and actions are creating the waves of energy that form your life. Sacred power for Aries in July of 2020. Energy balance. Aligning those chakras. Physical health needs attention. Balance your mind, body, and spirit. A balanced chakra system is vital for your well-being, which is affected by emotions and physical and spiritual issues. There are so many ways to balance your chakras. Chakra healing focuses on imbalances within the body, aligning you towards a harmonious flow of universal energy, revitalizing your spirit. Each chakra is connected to a part of the body, providing it with the energy it needs to function. Every chakra also corresponds to a specific aspect of human behavior and development. Chakras can become blocked or imbalanced as we experience normal and irregular life events, even events dating back to birth. Right now, your physical health needs attention. Physical intervention is required. Make yourself a priority. Book or doctor or an appointment with a holistic practitioner now. Meditation, Reiki, yoga, kinesiology, and other healing therapies, including lifestyle adjustments, can assist the cleansing of chakras, rebalancing them from a congested state. You are indeed a healer at heart, and now is the time to heal yourself. Take control of your health now before the universe plans an intervention for you. Currently, you will benefit from energy balancing such as yoga and chakra clearing meditations. Focus on the picture on this card. Which color in the mandalas stands out? This is the area you will need to target to achieve balance at this moment. Purple, crown, spirit or consciousness, intelligence, bliss, divine wisdom. Indigo, third eye, knowingness, intuition, perception, beliefs. Blue, throat, communication, creativity, sound, intuition, self-expression. Green, heart, compassion, love, inner child, self-acceptance, harmony. Yellow, solar plexus, will, power, joy, motivation, self-esteem, transformation. Orange, sacral, relationships, sexuality, empathy, pleasure, well-being, connection, feeling, change. Red, base, survival, grounding, stability, trust, survival, self-preservation. Divine Circus, who has a message for Aries in July of 2020? Bright baby. Simple truths will help you most right now. Complexity is the mind at work, whereas the heart sees with astounding accurate simplicity. Don't worry about the details, the hows and wheres and whys. Those answers will come in time. For now, all you need to do is get back to the basics of what is true. And for you, that means stepping into the light When a painful or confusing feeling grips your mind, situations can seem more complicated than they need to be. The Oracle of Bright Baby tells you that the best and brightest way through even the most apparently complex issues is often the simplest. Saying no, stepping back, voicing your truths, having patience, acting when you need to do so, asking for help. Simplicity can assist you in taking steps day after day until the issue has resolved itself, just as naturally as night melts into day. To heed the healing truths of Bright Baby, you are asked, even if just for now, to drop the complex adult explanations, justifications, interpretations, and stories. What is the simplest version of the story you are dealing with in your life right now? And how can you act on that simplicity with truth, compassion, and authenticity? If you aren't sure you can get to simplicity, if the confusion seems too great, the Oracle brings you confirmation that a blinding flash of clarity insight is on its way. Make sure you don't discount the insight as being too obvious or simple. Oftentimes, the answers you need is right under your nose, just waiting to be discovered, and also as plain as the nose on your face. If you are concerned that something has been spoiled, damaged beyond repair, then the Oracle of Bright Baby brings you good news. It is possible to restore, repair, and return the purity, innocence, and original essence of what you feared was damaged. Innocence is never truly lost. It just gets a bit muddy sometimes and needs a cleanup. If you feel like you have lost your true self or the bright promise of a fresh, new opportunity that you regret allowing to pass you by, it's just a matter of clearing out what has kept you away from your light. It's still there within you. It just needs to be rediscovered. Bright Baby tells you that there is always a chance to return to the light, to begin anew. Wisdom of the Oracle, what message do we have for Aries in July of 2020? No place like home. Authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity. Aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here, and you're in the house of your spirit and spirit. Relationship message. Lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. You're in sync and full of love, and you can be secure in the knowledge that it is reciprocated. Relationships elicit a sense of emotional safety, comfort, and the best aspects of familiarity now. Be home in this relationship. Together you add to the love of the world. Prosperity message. When you act in an authentic way, you command the world to reflect back to you exactly what it is in your highest good. Your business choices, the investments you make, and the creative projects you immerse yourself in are powerful on point. Why? Because then you are fully yourself, radically accepting everything in your journey to date, both the successes and failures. You will see the divinity in all things. Abundance is a natural progression when you experience this kind of authenticity. Protection message. There are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty. Certainty. I can't even say it. Certainty. Sorry, for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. Cosmic message for Aries in July of 2020. Unconditional love. The ultimate lesson all of us have to learn is unconditional love, which includes not only others but ourselves as well. You have a choice between two doors: unconditional love and conditional love. Unconditional love is to love without judgment, conditions, expectations, and demands. It is love that stems from the heart space and is comprised completely of pure love, forgiveness, and compassion. Conditional love is to love with conditions, expectations, attachments, fear, and judgments. Love is given and received freely as long as the conditions of the love contract are being met. When others fail to meet the requirements of the love contract, love is lost and replaced with issues of fear, distrust, and doubts. To have unconditional love is to first love yourself entirely. When you can completely love yourself with all your imperfections, you will have greater love and compassion towards others. If you are in a space where your love is conditional, ask yourself, from where does this condition stem? Most often you will find limiting thoughts and beliefs lingering in your subconscious. Deeper still, you may uncover the wounded child within you. It is to this child that love, understanding, and compassion must be shared. Now that you see the inner wounds within you with the gentleness of love, you are better able to see the wounded child within others. You will clearly see the part of them that is in most need of love. This does not mean that you must stay in a situation that does not serve your highest good. Sometimes loving unconditionally means having to walk away. Affirmation: I love all facets of myself and send any hurt or wounds within me love and compassion. Associated chakras: sacral, heart. Isis, what's your message for Aries in July of 2020? Divine destiny. Spiritual work of the higher initiate. The divine warrior guides you to your divine destiny. The divine warrior energy exists within men and women as the inner propulsion to continue with a worthy path even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be more wisdom, focus, intelligence, and surrender into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. This part of you will lead you to spiritual success. The Oracle of the Divine Destiny is a call to your divine warrior. This part of you has great self-esteem and believes that what you desire is worth whatever effort. Personal growth, application, focus, and attention are required to obtain it, provided it aligns with your divine destiny. This part of you acts in personal integrity, and if the goal will compromise integrity, then the goal is refined until it shines like a diamond in your heart. Then the divine warrior will bring it into being. The path of the divine warrior is not one of any means to an end. The means and the end are considered equally important. The divine warrior will succeed in bringing about your divine destiny, but it will be done in a way that is in integrity with deep spiritual values. There are important teachings on the path of the feminine about the need for surrender and allowing for the best manifestation. The divine warrior is not at odds with these, but continually surrenders into the greater unfoldment and play of cosmic forces, seeking to align with those forces for greatest power and flow. The Oracle of Divine Destiny often comes at a time when there is something that you feel you are struggling to attain. It may be a vague sense or a clear vision. There is something within your heart that you have almost given up hope on, wondering if it is ever really going to come together. This oracle comes with the message that although you may feel struggle or challenge, it is not a sign to step away in this situation. It is a sign to put your faith in the divine warrior within instead. This warrior may shift approach, change expectation, Go within to find the resources you require or find a completely different path to get you to your destiny. Do not give up the fight. If you are not sure to what this applies, ask yourself what it is in your life that you feel you are fighting to attain or maintain. Find what it is not in form but in essence. If it is your job that you are fighting for, then it may be your freedom and its responsibility that you are really fighting for. As an example, if you are fighting your weight or eating habits, then it might be the right to express your true feelings that you are fighting for with your body as a divine warrior, refusing to give up the right to truthful expression. Find the truth of what you are working towards and keep your heart and mind centered in that truth. Your divine warrior will get you what you need and deeply desire, in alignment with your best and highest divine destiny. You deserve no less. Starseed Oracle. What message do we have for Aries in July of 2020? Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do and when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it, because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will. It's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate, or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? And that's your reading, Aries. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, whatnot. Click the links below. Email me. Become a patron, please. And I'll see you next month.